What I appreciate the most about Brown is that you aren't funneled to become one type of resident. And I think that's so important because when I entered residency, I was very undecided about what I thought my career or future would look like. And Brown allowed me a place to just explore. I got to try on so many different hats, try different experiences, opportunities through different rotations.
The mentorship feels organic and not forced based on career. I will say that I'm going into rheumatology, and a lot of my mentors are general internists who have just taken a special interest in my career development.
One of the biggest things I was looking for was to get the best clinical training that I can get. And Second Sight, one of our experiences here, has been, as I expected, to be wonderful. That was one of the bigger deciding factors for me when I was looking at different residencies, and Brown's Second Sight really helped stand it apart.
Second Sight is where, starting second year, you're paired with an attending in the field of your choice. Every single week, you go to your primary care clinic in the morning, and then in the afternoon, you go to your Second Sight, or vice versa. You get to go and work with the same attending. You get to know their patients. You see kind of what their life is like. And just by working with someone once a week, it's such a great resource for any research projects because you have a touch point every single week where you're following up on your research projects, and it's great accountability for you and for your mentor to kind of check in and make sure that you're getting where you need to be with your research goals.
One of my mentors who was in the women's health track started working with me on a project that I was interested in because I wanted to do more gender-affirming care and kind of get that experience during residency. She helped me develop this protocol along with one of our other co-residents, basically involving more gender-affirming care in the clinic setting. And I think through that, now I'm looking more for a combination, still inpatient, outpatient, but doing inpatient medicine and also doing outpatient gender-affirming care. And I think it was largely because of that experience and kind of affirming that this is what I wanted to do ultimately.
Because there's so much opportunity here from a research, from a clinical educator track, from women's health, I think that it's just such a large playing field so that every resident feels like they can find their niche here very easily.
In the middle of the night during my NF3, which is our night float as third years, I was having a very difficult patient-family interaction, and I called one of the attendings in the middle of the night and probably woke them up from their sleep. In the next few minutes, they were walking in the door, and I just couldn't believe, because it's very rare that anyone would, first of all, be awake to answer the phone, and second, to actually come to the hospital and help out when they sense that things are escalating.
A lot of us did end up moving here from other states and did not necessarily know people here, whether it's family or friends. And we saw our co-residents so many, so many hours of the day, and it ended up turning into our own family here. And we ended up going on multiple trips over the past few years together. Charity's a very good triplet.
Yeah. There's a patient who's really sick and a rapid response or a code is called. Everyone goes together, not just the code team. And there's a lot of support and people want to help. And then if a CT scan comes back and the radiology team hasn't read it yet, I'll pull it up and I'll turn to my friend who's going into Pulm Crit on my left, and we'll kind of go through it together. It's a really fun, supportive environment that's very collaborative, which I love.
Just about Brown in general too, we are trained well for any career we choose to pursue in fellowship, but even in internal medicine, I do strongly feel that I have had amazing training to serve even as an internist. Support can also be in other areas that I found helpful, which is teaching me how to be a teacher. That's something I found really meaningful over the past year especially.
This community is really unmatched. We all started here not having known each other, and to see that growth over 3 years and be able to say that these are people who will be in my life, both professionally and personally. They'll be at my wedding. I mean, these are really close relationships that are formed in such a short amount of time because the experience is so unique. This is not a normal work environment or job environment. And so being able to experience that with people who are equally invested in their own growth as they are your growth is very special.